Welcome to Authentic Journey. This is a show about raw conversations about life and living.
I'm Neliana, a funny, smart, lovely, and sexy woman who loves to challenge ideas.
And my name is Kim. I'm a woman, a mother, a sister, an aunt, a colleague, and I think a great friend. I'm a human being who enjoys connecting with people.
We want to encourage you to give yourself permission to have honest and raw conversations in the search for your own authenticity.
Thank you for joining us. Today's topic is going to be, are you okay? Right? Usually when you meet someone in the morning, you say, hi, Neliana, how are you doing today?
Okay.
But is she really okay? Are you really okay? And that's what we're going to talk about today.
I think that that's a very good question
Yeah.
because I think that it will depend who asked me the question and how I feel that moment, if I want to tell the truth or do I want to hide myself in the mask that everything is good.
Yeah. And I always say that, right? Even on my site, I say, in life, especially as adults, we all walk around with this mask on our faces, right? Someone asked, how are you doing today? I'm fine. And that's that mask, because that's the socially acceptable answer to that question. But like Neliana said, right, depending on the person, if it's just a work acquaintance, then the answer I'm okay is acceptable. But if it's a friend such as you and I, that mask comes down because we know that we're able to say, no, I'm not okay, and this is why. Right. Yeah.
But I think that also depends of how you are feeling in that moment, because our moments that, yes, I trust you, I know that talking with you is a safe space.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are moments where I don't want to deal with myself.
Yeah.
So it's not about just the other person, it's about what I'm open to talk or not, because sometimes I want to protect myself.
Yeah.
Maybe because I have to work after, so I don't want to open that, or I'm not ready to talk about something so difficult in my life. So I prefer to say, everything is fine and I move on. But yes, but I think that at the same time, you know that you are lying. So you always have to, at least for me, to work with the aftermath of saying, no, everything is fine. And inside of you is like, why you are lying. I don't know if that happens to you too.
Yes. A lot of times, because I just, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not fine. I'm not okay. Right. And like similar to what you said, in the moment, right, you have work. So you're not like in our line of work anyway. We want to be present for our clients. So we're not wanting to open that Pandora box, for lack of a better word. And then that's sitting right there beside us when we're working with our clients. So we park it somewhere. But for me, the internal processing is, who can I talk to, right? Who can I process this with? Who do I trust enough to, to be able to be vulnerable so they can support me the way I need to be supported, right? And just that process helps me cope with I'm okay in the moment until I'm able to process it with someone.
And now that you are bringing our professions as a therapist or psychologist, people ask me that question maybe 10 times per day, and it's not in a space where I can open up, because that time is not about me, it's about them. So it's struggling with the professional sense that you are aware that you are dealing with some stuff, but at the same time being asked over and over, you connect with, yes, I'm not fine, but then you have to control yourself and saying, this is not my space. So at least for me, when I'm working like 10 hours, then I'm like, I want to check with myself how I'm doing, because I've been lying for 10 hours because I need to be there for the clients. But at the same time, it's like, I'm still a human, that I've been vulnerable in some way during the whole day. And now I'm like, okay, but really, how you are doing? So having that conversation, it's also sometimes challenging for me because I just want to rest.
Yeah.
I don't want
Yeah.
to talk about more
Yeah.
emotions. I'm tired of just processing.
Yeah. And when you were talking, I couldn't help but think about self-care, right? This is a term that is now very out there. And I can't help but, and it seems like, it kind of goes hand in hand in what we're talking about, and that may very well be another conversation for another day. But how do you take care of yourself, right, in the moment when you're saying, I'm okay, just to be able to do what you need to do for 10 hours? How do you take care of yourself?
I think that more than taking care in that moment, because I don't have time. Like usually when somebody is asking me, how are you? I'm just starting a session. So I don't have any way to take care of myself in that moment. I think that what I develop, it's like putting on hold and saying, hey, I need to figure out this later.
Yeah.
So it's not that I avoid, I'm making the conscious decision that this is not the right time. But at some point, I will need to talk about this. And usually it comes like talking with people or just breathing. Something that really helped me is music. I feel that the music regulate my emotions. So depending of how I end the day, I'm listening more Latin music or more pop American music. And sometimes it changed during the ride coming home. So I would say that in that moment, I'm not taking care, or my way of taking care is putting this on hold and saying, this is important for me, but right now is not the moment to.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, because in the moment, we do what we can to regulate ourselves. And similar to you, I take deep breaths, I center myself, right? And a lot of times what I find myself doing is I focus on something, whether it be in a session or the person I'm talking to. I focus on that thing and I use that thing to ground myself in the moment. So I'm here and all the not okay thoughts or worries or concerns does not intrude in that space. So I find myself always working on just grounding myself and centering myself.
So I'm curious, like, do you feel that you had a kind of an evolution from the way that you answered that question now at your age and comparing with maybe how you will answer that question 20 years ago?
Absolutely.
When people were asking you, how are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, Nana, that was such a great question, because as you were saying it, I pictured myself back then, right? When people would ask me the same question before, it was an automatic response.
Yes.
It was yeah, I'm fine. And how are you?
Yes.
Right? Because we're programmed to receive what's said, but not think about it.
But also asking back the same question.
Because that is the automatic process. Yes, I'm fine. Ooh.
Fine. And
right?
Yes.
And we keep moving.
Yes.
But now, years later, that question, and that's why it's such a brilliant question, because that question holds a different meaning to me, because now it's really like acknowledging the question for what it is, right? Thinking about what you just asked me and connecting with, am I okay or am I not okay, right? And this is a very fast process because the connection is happening so fast. And then, like, if I have the time, and it, like you said, depend on who and when, if I can engage in that conversation, I say, you know what, I'm not okay. And then we have the conversation. But if I don't have the time, I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But then I park it somewhere, but really engaging in the question.
Yeah, because I think that's, I don't know if it comes with age, kind of acceptance of who you are.
Yeah.
And being honest that you are a human being. I think that nobody teach us how to be human.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the reasons that for me have a different meaning now is that I can allow myself to be vulnerable in front of somebody, while before I have to pretend that I'm this perfect woman or mom that have everything putting together.
Yeah.
While now I feel enough to say I'm dealing with some stuff. That doesn't mean that I'm weak or that I'm not capable. It's just accepting that I have some days that I have bad days. And sometimes that bad day, it's a few days. Sometimes that bad day is just a few hours. But the recognizing that I have the right to say I'm not okay. And I don't think that my parents or nobody told me it's right that you are not okay. It's like you have to pretend that you are okay because or I don't care if you're not okay, or I'm not going to do anything with your needs, or how you're going to expose that. You have to keep it together. And I think there is a lot of pressure, and at some point, maybe with age, I'm saying like, I don't need to prove to anybody that I'm perfect. I'm good enough in the way that I am, and it's okay for me to say, hey, I'm not okay. And because we are also supervising some students, it also gives them the opportunity to say, if you are not okay, just tell me. And we can negotiate how we are going to work together, how we are going to relate. I also do this with my kids. It's like, hey, baby, I know that you're having a hard time, so take a time and then we can talk. But I think that culture and society is always pushing us to be perfect, to be right, to not ask for help. And sometimes that asking for help is just saying, I'm not okay, I just need time. I will come, I will do whatever you are asking me, but right now, just give me a space where I can kind of, where you were saying, ground yourself. But we are always pushing, it has to be now.
And when you said what you said, I couldn't help but think about, right, like when you say if someone asks, are you okay? You're still processing it. So you really don't even know how to discuss what it is. So you need that, like you said, you need that time to be able to process what just happened, to be able to adequately even talk about it, right? So that time is so important, right, for us to ask for that time or give people that time, right? And say, okay, all right, do you want me to check back with you later? Would you rather, be the one? Because sometimes you don't want to say, hey, do you want to talk about it now? Right? So sometimes someone would want that space and someone would want to be the one to initiate the conversation. Or, if you are one of the people who would prefer for someone to check on you, for you to verbalize it, right? Because sometimes, we say, you know what, something is happening, but, I don't want to talk about it right now. And then later, if you don't clearly say, hey, Nelliana, would you mind checking on me later? Then I'll be waiting like, I cannot believe Nelliana did not check on me. But I did not ask you to, right? The assumption is, since I told you, now put it on your plate. Now it's your responsibility to check on me, right? So if I'm not clearly saying, Nelliana, can you please check on me, whether be it, I may forget, or you checking on me shows care and concern and or support, right? Then that lets you know what I'm needing from you, right? So I was just thinking about, like, how do we navigate the I'm not okay, but circling back to offering support?
But I have to say, this is the thing. Because I was built, or I was wired in a way that I have to be perfect and don't ask for help. Something that I've been a struggle. It's when I open up and people that really care about me are checking on me, I I have this second that I feel weak, where people are like, hey, are you doing okay? And I'm like, at that moment, I have back my mask. And I'm like, yes, I'm doing okay.
Yes.
And when people ask me, hey, like 2 days later, hey, are you doing? I'm like, why I open up? Because now I don't want people worry about me, checking on me, because it made me feel that I need them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that this is right in any way. And I, if you ask me about my future, how I don't want to be, how can I say, like limited myself, saying I need to prove and I have to be. I think that I've been doing a great job in the sense that I can allow myself that, but I think that I'm still struggling with the idea of accepting. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to say free love or free care without having to say no. I'm okay now. Like I was weak at some point, but now I have, and I think that I will love to have that in my future. But I still in that process where I say myself, it's okay. She's just checking. She cares about you. You are important for her. So let it go. Like you can do it. Like I can say, hey, I'm doing better, because really I find a way to do better after I open up. I always feel better after saying it. So at that point when you are taking, I'm in a better place. So I have to have that conversation, like inner conversation, saying, you can tell her, and you can accept that she or he is taking on you, and take that as a love, not like, oh, she's weak and now I have to check with her.
Like it's pity.
So yes. So I have to have that conversation over and over with myself, because I'm afraid that when I open up, now people are going to check, and I also don't want to bother others. So why are you taking time of your busy schedule to check on me? So I'm still in that.
You're still there.
I think that I come from being accept my vulnerability, but maintain the vulnerability is that part that is still like, okay, you can do it. I think that I'm doing better, but I have to have that conversation with myself to allow to receive.
When you were, oh my God, when you were saying it, it really resonated with me, because I'm someone who, I have always been the carer. I've always been the one to take care of people, you know, to love on people, to support people. And I did not have, let me not say I did not give myself permission to receive it. I had it. I had a lot of amazing people reaching out, wanting to support, wanting to love, wanting to care. But because I have assigned myself as the person who is giving, I didn't know how to receive. But in the past 3 years, and obviously that's a conversation for another time, but in the past 3 years, that's something that I am so happy that I worked on. I gave myself permission to receive. And boy, was it an amazing journey for me, because before, when someone says, how are you, kind of like you, I'll be like, oh my God, you know, I don't want to bother them. I should be the one helping them. I should be the one taking care of them. I should be the one being there for them. And then I realized, I'm like, well, if you're doing it for them, why are you not allowing yourself to receive it? Why are you not allowing them to do it for you? And when I started thinking about that, then I realized how much I was shortchanging myself. And I have a lot of amazing women in my life who I call my tribe. They know themselves. Shout out to my tribe. You're one of them, obviously. But there's one of them, and she knows herself. And I say this with all love. When she would check on me, I used to feel like, oh my God, she's a pain in the ass. But that was the part of me who did not give herself permission to be loved, right? That was the part of me who thought she should, and I'm saying she on purpose,
Yeah.
that person,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that person is still me, but I am different from she. She thought she didn't want to be weak. She thought she needed to be the one checking on this person. She thought. But now that this me has learned and given herself permission that it's okay to receive love, it's okay to be checked on, it's okay to be loved on, it's okay to say, I'm not okay, right? And when the phone rings or when the text message comes, it's okay to pick up and let whatever emotion come out. That I think was the beginning of strength.
Yes.
Because I had to understand that vulnerability is not weakness, it's strength. It's connecting to that deep human part of you and acknowledging the emotions for what it is and not assigning societal expectations to it, because society says it's weak to cry.
But also when you were saying about that you ask to others, we are okay listening others. We are okay helping others, but we don't allow that to ourselves. And I think that it's, I don't know if just a women mandate expectation or it's kind of being a mom that is like you're always checking on your kids. But when your kids are asking you, you don't want to put that burden on them.
So mommy's fine.
So it's like we don't have any problem. It's not about connecting in a deep way because we can connect to others. What we are not allowed, it's for us to put the something in others. It's like, no, we have to take care of this. We are taking care of everybody, but also we are taking care of ourselves. And that's a question that I always asking in sessions, not always, but many times, like, so I get it, you're taking care of your parents, your partner, your kids. Let me ask you this. Who takes care of you?
Yes.
And people are always like thinking
like
going to the list of people and it's like nobody. Myself. And I've been asking that question for years. And a few years, I don't know if years or months, I just start saying, hey, who? But okay, you are asking that question.
Yes.
Perfect. You help others. But
what about
if somebody asks you, who takes care of you? I will have to say myself. And why? First, because I don't have the support that I needed, but also, like you were saying, because I don't allow myself to have that support. So it's not that I don't have people. There are people, they are close friends, they are family, but I don't allow them to get into this space that is completely
yours,
safe, myself, my thing, my problems. So then we are like, I don't know if it happened to you, but then you are dealing with feeling lonely. And it's like, okay, I'm lonely.
I want to add to it, like, in addition to the lonely, at least for me, in that lonely space, feeling uncared for.
Yes.
Right. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I just wanted to add that too, because the lonely space comes with feeling uncared for.
Yes. And then you say it's like, you have to reflect. It's like you are alone for real, or you are keeping people in the distance. And then you are alone. So it's because you don't have people that really cares about you, or is that you're not accepting the care of those people. So I think that many times we are dealing with this loneliness when we are really not lonely. It's that we don't want to share our problems, our frustration, our struggles. So then, yes, at the end of the night, I'm completely by myself in bed saying, oh my God, why I have to deal with all this? But then if I kind of reflect about, it's like, I will have the possibility, the opportunity to talk with people,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like, it's scary.
Yeah.
So I prefer to not talk with people, and then it's like, oh, but I'm dealing with all this by myself.
Yes.
So how do you get out of that pattern when you are kind of creating your own reality?
Yeah.
And then you're complaining about the reality that you are creating.
Yeah.
So how do you take control over how do you feel?
Yeah.
And what are the resources that you have?
Yeah.
So you don't have to
resources could be people.
All of it.
People, right? And when you were talking, I was like, another friend, I'm just giving credit to you all the time, right? I have amazing people, and amazing women in my life who, when they say stuff, I catch it. I put it in my pocket for later. And when something happens, I go through my pocket, I go through all my Rolodex of things. I'm like, this is what I want for now. So one of the things I'm pulling out from my pocket Rolodex is, we're not practiced in receiving help. We're not practiced in giving, right, what we're asking our clients to do. We're not practiced in it, right? When a colleague shared that with me, in my mind, that word practiced stuck. Because when you practice something, you get good at it. But because we're not practiced in receiving, we're practicing giving, right? If someone says, Inkem, can you? Yes, of course, sure, I'm there. But when someone says, Inkem, can I? Because I'm not practiced, it's almost like I'm having a malfunction. Like, I don't even know how to hear it, let alone receive it, because I'm used to it going out. I'm not used to it coming in, right? So,
but I think that it's not just our career.
Yeah.
It's everything in life.
Yes.
Everybody's asking you to be out. Nobody teach, like, how do you receive, or at least it doesn't make it clear. Hey, this is the way. It's something that maybe you learn. But if you were lucky that your parents were giving to you. But if you were not, it's like, who teach you like how to receive if you are not used to receive?
Right.
And then you build your own, like, how can I say, like,
boundary wall.
Yes, like the wall. So you
Yeah.
are not receiving, but the reality changed. But now you are the one that is your own enemy. Before, when you were kids, maybe they didn't teach you, but then now that you learn how to survive with that, you are the one creating your own reality. So how we break those walls, break that pattern, and accept that we are human, and that we have the right, and that we deserve to receive help and love without any condition.
I like that. Receiving love and help without any conditions.
So maybe we can just end here. And we can continue it. So, because you are very good with memory, how do we keep that last sentence to remember this conversation today?
I mean, the way you said it was perfect, right? And I just want to, I guess I want to just insert a word, if that's okay. If we could get practice in receiving love and support without condition, if that is something we could start being intentional about doing, start practicing it so it's easier to receive it when people offer it, because people offer it. But because we don't have the practice in receiving it, we don't. So maybe that's what we need to start doing. Just, get some practice in receiving it without conditions.
You just say it, and all my body kind of have an internal shake it, like, oh my God, it has to feel so amazing to be able to receive unconditional love without judging yourself. So I'm looking forward another conversation on this authentic journey.
Oh my God, I'm looking forward to many more raw conversations with my friend. Thank you for joining us.